Well, this is it. I'm 12 now. Gone are the days of youthful joy. Soon I'll have to worry about college and a job. I don't even know what taxes are. Oh, sweet. Hey guys, Matt here, and today we're going to be talking about Space Marines. A game that for a little while was able to break the cycle of me coming home from school every day and playing COD for like 2 hours. With the long awaited sequel coming out sometime this year, please don't be a placeholder year, I figured now is a good time to talk about this beauty. Well, more specifically, this beauty. Because I want my capture footage to look a little better, and let's be real, you're gonna play this on PC. So get your chain swords, load your bolters, and enter the world of Space Marines. Now, Space Marines graphics didn't exactly age like fine wine. Especially if you go back and play it on PS3. I mean, 720p? Really? Other than the console port's low resolution, the game has a few low-res textures that sometimes experience pop-in, and man, when they slap a 2D image into the background, it is very noticeable. However, despite this, the lighting is still pretty damn good. The armor for the Ultramarines still looks nice, and even some of the environments are pretty impressive for a game almost as old as my dog. Aw, who's a good boy? And when it comes to the environments, I think it's just the fact that the team behind Space Marines did such a damn good job of making it feel like you're on a planet that's just one big manufacturing facility. There's tons of huge, real 3D objects within the environments that, for the time, felt very impressive. But hey, I can't just judge this book by its cover, so let's talk about the gameplay. Space Marines gameplay is just straight up combat, which is fantastic because the combat is one of the strongest components of this game. You have 5 weapon slots that are taken up by a pistol, the bolter, 2 other weapons of your choice, and your beefy melee. Each weapon shows off a lot of impact whenever you use it, with enemies falling back or having their heads pop like balloons. The game provides many opportunities to switch out different weapons and even upgrade a few of them, so you have a little bit of flexibility in your arsenal. Difficulty in the single player doesn't really matter, since no matter what you pick, you'll be obliterating large hordes of enemies and turning them into a pile of blood and guts. Kind of like the old God of War games. Sometimes it can start to feel like a button masher, but only when it comes to close ranged combat. However, there is one thing that actually makes you think about close quarter combat, and that's the executions. Executions, which can only be done when your enemies are stunned. Performing an execution will restore some of your health. So you're going to want to pay attention to your health and decide when it's best to heal, or you can just keep doing executions, since it's always fun to see what animations you'll get. Another thing to watch out for is when you perform an execution, since you can take damage during the animation, you're gonna want to be careful. So essentially, if you don't want to get your cheeks clapped, maybe avoid that one stunned orc in the middle of a horde. Speaking of hordes, once you kill enough of them, your Fury Mirror will fill up. Using this bad boy will cause your health to recharge, as well as make your attacks even more deadly than they already are. This can also later be upgraded to allow you to pop heads in slow motion. It's pretty cool. And that's about it. Space Marines has simple but solid gameplay that's paired with great camera controls. I do wish there was at least a basic covering mechanic, but other than that, I have no complaints. Before I explain the story, I just really quick want to say that Warhammer 40k has an expanded universe with so much lore and countless books and games, none of which you need to know before playing this game. I mean, I played this shit when I was 12 years old. It was my introduction into 40k, and I was still able to enjoy the story and gameplay without feeling confused. So, that being said, the story is pretty straightforward. The orcs have invaded Graia, a forge world for the Imperium, which has greatly staggered Imperial war-making capabilities. Imperial military commanders decided to deploy a group of Space Marines from the Ultramarines chapter to back up the remaining Imperial forces. So basically, blue guys kill green guys, and take planet back. You play as Captain Titus, who's joined by 2 other Ultramarines, Sidonus, a hardened veteran that's got your back, and this Boy Scout bitch, whose name I always forget. You're probably wondering why I sound like I hate him. Well, it's because I do, but you'll see why later. For the beginning of the game, it's sort of just killing orcs, with the occasional get off your ass and cover me while I open this door, or cover me while I push this thing. That is, until you meet an Inquisitor with a plan to kill even more orcs. We get our hands on this warp weapon that's supposed to go burr on the orcs, but instead pulls an Uno reverse on us and unleashes chaos onto the world. Oh no. Also, the real Inquisitor was killed by a demon.
Ah, you think the Inquisitor a traitor? But Drogon has been dead since before you first met.
So sorry, boys. We've been played. So essentially, after several hours of thinking this thing was the big baddie, we find out that there's an even bigger baddie. This Chaos Lord. Turns out Titus can resist the warp, and Bitch Boy starts giving him shit for it because
the Codex Astartes warns that those in league with Chaos can withstand the warp's touch.
Sidonus defends Titus like the bro he is, and later on, well, gets murked by the Chaos Lord, which causes Bitch Boy to be more sus of Titus. 'Cause of course it does! Titus turns the final boss's head to paste like the Giga Chad he is, and we can all rest easy now. Like, the Inquisition shows up and Bitch Boy tells them Titus is corrupted, then our boy is arrested. The end.
What?
Yep, that's pretty much how it ends. And looking back and replaying the game, I came to the realization that the story is, well, kinda dull. It's not terrible by any means, it's just kind of forgettable. But hey, since you're still here, and since we're both waiting for that sequel, you know, I mean, come on, 2023 baby, let's go. How about we play some multiplayer while we wait? Yeah, the multiplayer is pretty much dead. Maybe if the stars align one day, you can find a match. Holy shit. So apparently there are still a few mad lads that are actually playing the game. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to capture footage for every game mode. In fact, I was only able to find 2 game modes that had any players in it at all, but holy shit, people are playing. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. We just need to calm down, and before we get into what I was able to play in the year 2023, let's look at the multiplayer as a whole. There's a solid character customization that lets you change the appearance of both a Space Marine and a Chaos Space Marine with either pre-made designs from each chapter of both sides, or by coming up with your own unique color combo. You can also mix and match different armor pieces, which is really cool, and I don't think I saw anything like that until I was able to get my hands on Halo Reach. The custom class system isn't as robust as other online games that were out at the time, but it gets the job done. I just kind of wish I didn't have to be level 15 to have a second perk. I mean, imagine if Call of Duty did something similar to that. Oh, anywho, other than classes and customization, we have challenges that provide more ways of earning XP as well as offers more reasons to use weapons you otherwise wouldn't touch. It's just another form of content that keeps you engaged longer. And finally, we have a decent lineup of game modes to choose from. However, there isn't a quick play mode that offers the ability to search for multiple modes at once, which means a fractured player base, which explains why I was only able to play 2 modes. Those modes being Exterminatus, a wave-based mode where you team up with other players to take on the incoming horde while moving to various locations between every 5 waves. The other game mode was Dreadnought Assault, which is a mode available in the Dreadnought DLC, where you fight to capture a central location of the map, which when captured will spawn a player on your team into a Dreadnought that they can use to decimate their opponents. I was unfortunately never picked to man the Dreadnought, but you know what? It's fine. I'm not sad or anything. Dreadnought Assault was cool to experience for the first time, and Exterminatus was just as fun as I remember it being. However, I noticed spawns can be a bit rough at times, but other than that one teeny tiny complaint, I don't have any issues with the multiplayer. And yes, I know I didn't go over all the game modes, but since I didn't have the opportunity to replay any of the other modes, I don't really feel confident in providing 12-year-old me's opinion on them, which would probably just be, yeah, they're pretty good. In conclusion, I still really love this game. But that doesn't change the fact that some things just didn't age well. I also came to the conclusion that it's not this amazing 10 out of 10 masterpiece that I thought it was when I was 12 years old. I still had a lot of fun going back and replaying this game, but it's definitely not a 10 out of 10. But let's just get right to the chase. Do I recommend picking up Space Marines now, when it's been over a decade since it came out? Yes. It may be a relatively short game with a multiplayer that's on life support, but it goes on sale often, and there are some Steam groups that try to keep the online relatively alive. The soundtrack slaps. I'm a sucker for orchestra music in games, and the gameplay is really fun, minus the boss fights, which kind of feel clunky. So do yourself a favor and pick this game up when it goes on sale, because you won't regret it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the wonderful world of Space Marines. Leave a comment down below if you've ever played Space Marines. Did you love it? Or could it have been better? Also, let me know if you're excited for Space Marines 2, because I know I am. I've been waiting for over 10 years, damn it. But anywho, if you liked the video, drop a like. And I noticed about 83% of y'all are not subscribed. So if you could do that for me, that'd be greatly appreciated. I've been rezoraptor, and I will see you guys next time. Peace. Oh god, I hate wine. I fucked up. Oh god, what the hell? In conclusion, I still really love... Dang it. When I was 12, I was actually, like, accused of having a beard in 6th grade.